Hello guys, thanks for joining my session today. So this session is going to be the third session in the data management series. In the first session, we spoke about introduction to data management. Okay, that's on a very theoretical concepts of it. And the next session, we spoke about the data management on a technical front. Okay, how to create the new data entities. And we spoke about, okay, how to create, how to copy the data between the companies actually. So we created an entity and we copied the data between the entities. But in the third session, actually, I plan to get data entity methods to be delivered in this particular session. But on a request, okay, one of the trainee or one of the LinkedIn Connect has requested like he wants to have a composite entity ideology. So I'm just bringing this up the order. So from sixth position of the data management series session, it has been brought up into the third session. And this is going to be a pure technical session for the first half of the series. So here, like, okay, we are going to speak about, okay, how to create the composite entity from scratch. And we are also going to speak about, okay, how to create entities and what are the different various types of relationships that can be created in the staging tables or the entity levels to brought it back. And again, so this session, as I said, it's going to be for technical people. So for the first thing, so functional people, if you're there, okay, please excuse me because the composite entity we are going to. It has been a very good feature that has been introduced in D365. With this, okay, we can achieve the relationship of importing the data without using any piece of codes. Okay, so let's jump into the session and see, okay, what is the overview of the session, and from there, okay, I'll take you on to the demo thing and exacting things like, okay, I'm going to do it from a pretty scratch level. Fix about the composite entities. The name specifies composite. Actually, the process is very simple. So we'll have to create two different entities and we have to map it together. So we'll go very step by step, and I'm going to explain you about, okay, why composite entities and how it's gonna work. And we are gonna take a scenario. In last session, if you have not watched the last session, I would advise you to go and watch the last session, because there we created a normal entity to import the road charges, and we use the copy data functionality to copy between multiple environments. Okay, that's what we did last time. Not between the environments, between the different companies, basically. And right here, as an extension of it, we included the charges in the original one. Now we are going to include a different thing called discounts on top of it. So I'm going to link the charges and the discount uh, by using this. Okay, I'm going to follow her header and line relationships. Okay, let's go deep into it actually, and then we are going to create a step-by-step process on how to create a composite entities. So we are going to see, okay, how to create a entity from the scratch, and next is a demo on it. So first, let's start with the overview. So composite entities is a concept that allows building single entity by leveraging multiple entities. It's not about two entities, actually between multiple entities actually. So when you speak about sales order, let's consider. So you will be having a sales order header, sales order line, tax information, miscellaneous charges, and it keeps going on. The depth of the thing is keep going on, right? If you wanted to export a sales order and import in another environment, or like, okay, on a different company anywhere, or you're getting it from a third-party integration service. Okay, let's consider the sales order are getting created in a third-party service, and they are getting their just for invoicing, they are sending it to Dynamics. So in Dynamics, the SO will be created and it will be invoiced from here. In this case, they have to provide different informations like, okay, sales order header information, line information, tax information, and few more. It keeps going on, right? But the table structure will not be the same between Dynamics AX or Dynamics 365 between the other applications. So how to mitigate all those things? And if they give an XML format, okay, how to import the data of XML formats, all those things we are going to see. So when you speak about composite entities can only deal with XML based file import and file exports. Unlike the normal entity export and import, which can do with Excel file or CSV files. But here, like, we are dealing only with the XML file of export and imports. So next, there is no programming interface. There is a zero coding that is required to link the tables. Actually, like, okay, you would have been having a query. Okay, I have a sales order header on a sales order line without having the code done. Okay, how can I link? How can I say for this particular sales order, okay, there are 10 lines available. Okay, so all these things will be taken care by using a concept called a relation, that is a table relation. That's the most powerful one. So we are going to use that particular table relation and we're going to link the different entities to get the data done. Okay, so that's how the concept goes. When we speak about composite entities, literally we are speaking about linking two entities. Or so there is an XML structure that is coming up. Okay, for that XML structure, I'm going to import into Dynamics. Okay, how to do that? So all those things we are going to discuss on this session now. So this was the earlier scenario. So we had road transport charges. So the road transport charges has got charges ID, customer group, vehicle type, and if you attended the last session, okay, we have created these fields, or we have created the entity for these fields actually. So, and where road charges ID to be the primary key. So when we go to this example, what I'm trying to do is, okay, I'm trying to create one more table, okay, which is going to hold the discounts. When you speak about discounts, okay, I'm going to provide multiple discounts actually. So I'm going to provide a general discount, special discount, and a seasonal discount. If a particular person is going to hire a vehicle and they're going to do a road transport, so they can just first vehicle charges will be taken up from this particular area. Once the charges has been taken, it will go ahead and check in the discounts table whether any discounts are there. And it also again depends. Okay, if there are any seasonal discounts, okay, that can be higher in a rate. General discount means, okay, flat 5% for everyone or something like that. Okay, so literally this table does not exist in the system. I will take some time, maybe in the starting bit of the course. Okay, you may feel, okay, why table creation and form creation? The reason I'm taking it because I don't wanted to make anything as a pre-prepared thing. So I wanted to create everything in front of you, maybe, and we can just see how to create it from a very scratch. And I'm going to link the road charges ID with the road charges ID from the road transport charges table to the road transport discount table. Okay, this is what is the table I'm going to build, and this is what is the relation I'm going to frame it. And according to me, I have a third-party service, okay, a .NET application or something, okay, which is going to give me this particular Excel sheet actually. Okay, as you could see in the Excel sheet, we have a road transport charges entity which is available right here. And within the charges entity, you feel, okay, you see here called discounts, okay, charges discounts. There are two discounts available. The discount type is okay, 0 and 1, which means to say it's going to be a general discount and a special discount. Okay, there are two different discounts that are coming into picture. And as well as, okay, you could see for this particular entity, there are no discounts that are provided. And for the last one, charges entity for this one, which is RD008, there is one discount line available. Okay, so if this kind of an XML input comes into it, in the previous cases, what we'll do, okay, we'll go ahead and write a class in AX 2012. We'll write a class and we'll just go node by node and we'll take the entity information and we'll try to import the data. That has more control, of course. Okay, but there also, okay, we had staging tables to say that, okay, I'm not going to insert into the direct tables actually. So I'm going to insert into the staging table first, and from the staging table, I'm going to get the information in directly into my target table. Okay, but those kind of coding or nothing is required here. So no class code or nothing. So we are going to deal everything with a concept called composite entities. So this term may be a little bit different because as you worked on AX 2012, this concept was not there earlier. Even the entity concept was not there. So it has been brought up newly in D365. Let's see how to get this particular XML file loaded by using the composite entities. And since I'm speaking about the entities and other stuff actually, here I wanted to frame a relation between or link between the header and the line basically. Okay, so the next slide shows about, okay, how I'm taking the links between the different tables. So consider, okay, we have a header H001 and I have another header called H002. Consider these two are sales orders basically. Okay, for these two sales orders, the row ID will be 001 and parent row ID will be null because there are no parents for it. But the moment I create a line for it, what happens? Individual line will have its own ID called 003 and the parent row ID will be 001. It will be taken from right here. So due to this, what happens? We are framing relations, and this kind of a relation framing is done in the staging table directly. So when the relation framing is done in the staging table directly, there is no impact to the original tables. Or if you have any sales order table or the sales order line table, the original table will not be having any modification to the row ID or parent row ID. Still, it can be used in the business process within your forms or reports or anything else. But we are going to play around only with the concept of entities as well as with the staging tables. Okay, how to mitigate it. So similarly, we have a L003 line, so which is associated with the header 002. So where we can have the row ID, the unique row ID to be 005 here, and the parent row ID will be 002. The reason because, okay, this line is within the header. So similarly for L004. But if I want to go one more level inside, which is C001, let's consider this to be the sales lines taxes actually. There can be miscellaneous charges. There can be SGST, CGST, or whatever. Okay, there are a lot of charges that are coming in. So if those are coming, okay, can I form a link going beyond the second level? Yes, of course, it is possible. You can just form any number of links actually. So you can just form a header to line and line to one more subline, and it can keep going. So your XML structure, based upon your XML structure which you are receiving from the external source, you can design your own entities within the Dynamics, okay, and with zero code. Okay, we are not going to do any coding. We are going to use a Marpex switcher of composite entities to get all those things done. And this is how the sample will look like. Let's consider we have a sales document. So we have my sales table entity and my sales line entity. So for a header and line, we are going to create two individual entities. Okay. So still the header, if you want to import it separately, you can import it. If you want to import only the lines, you can still import it. There is no problem. But in some cases, you are getting clubbed together, both the data you're getting together. In that case, we are going to create a new entity called composite entity. This composite entity will be just a structure actually. It will not be holding any data. Even it will not have any staging tables, nothing. It will be having just a structure which is going to link between the tables. As I said in the previous case, so if you wanted to create an entity with three different structures, so then what you have to do, you'll have to create one more branch within the sales line entity. So that follows a link between the tables. Okay, that's how it goes. And these are the steps for creating the composite entity. So you know how to create an entity. It is very simple. You right click and say add new item in your projects, and there you'll be finding the data entities. And you can click on the data entities and provide select the table whichever you want. Of course, it has to be with a primary key and an alternate key enabled to yes. And then entities will be created with a staging table if you selected it for data management, and it will be created for it will be created with the two security privileges as well. Okay. Beyond that, we have a few more steps that has to be done for creating the composite entities. So those are the things we are going to see. So first, if you are having two tables, okay, you're going to link the two tables together. So we are going to create two tables separately and create entity for all the tables, which means to say if you have two tables, you will have to separately go ahead and create two entities. Okay, there is no difference in that. After that is done, I'm going to create a relationship between the entities. Okay, so I'm not going to disturb the original table, which has been done. Let's say sales table or sales line. I'm not going to touch any of the tables right there. I'm going to take the entity and I'm going to form a relationship between them. And the third step, I'm going to create a composite entity. In the composite entity, I'm going to specify the structure, okay, how the header entity is being related to the line entity. So this structure, I'm going to follow it there. And the fourth step, okay, the informations are coming and sitting in the staging tables. Okay, so now I want to link the header staging table to the line staging table. So that's where the row ID and parent row ID plays a picture, because I wanted to say for this header, there are multiple lines that are coming up, right? So in that case, I can go for the staging tables and I can create a relationship between them. And I'm going to add two new fields actually, which is going to be row ID and parent row ID, which I'm going to copy it from another entity. I'll show you how to do that. And this is the next step, add row ID and parent row ID fields. And finally, sync and build. So as a whole process, okay, these are the different steps which I'm going to follow as part of a creation of the composite entities. Okay, so let's see the demo, okay, and how it works. Let me give me a moment. I'm going to share a different screen now. Okay, so this is the screen we have been importing the data last time. So we have created entity for this table, and we exported and imported some data into this table. So now, as per example, what I'm trying to do is, okay, I'm going to create a child table for this, and I'm going to form a relation. That too, I'm going to do it from a scratch. Okay. So if I said I'm going to do it from a scratch, I'm going to have one particular type called enum type actually, which was telling, okay, it has to be a general or a special discount or a seasonal discount. Okay, so three values are there for the enums. So for that, I'm going to create a new item now, and I'll pick up the data types called base enums. Let me call this to be DZ. Discount type. So for this discount type, let me add three elements, okay, which are required. So first is going to be of general type. Second, we are going to give any special discount. And third type, we are going to call this to be a seasonal discount. Okay. So let me go inside here and provide a proper label. I'm just for a demo purpose, I'm just going without creating the labels, but I would advise strongly, like, okay, you create a label file and provide a label for this. Special discount, and the last one is going to be a seasonal discount. Perfect. We have done with this. So now we are ready, and we are going to create a new table now. I'll go to data models, tables. Let me call to be DZ. Charges discount. Okay, the table name is going to be road charges discount. So where I can pull in a few EDTs from here. First, I can just add the discount type. Next, I can have this EDT thing called road charges ID. And I wanted to add a display, I wanted to add a discount value. So let me add a new real field. I can say this to be discount value. Perfect. So then within this, okay, I don't require this DZs and all. I'll just take this off. And again, okay, I'll just take this road charges DZ from here. Fine. So for the discount value, I'm going to provide a proper label. I'm going to say this is going to be discount value. And right here, so let us provide extend it to a proper EDT. So let me call this to be a real base. So the standard real base EDT. This should be okay. And out here, I'm going to create a new index. So in this index field, I can't create an index only for the charges ID, which is not possible because there can be multiple lines that may be coming for the discounts, right? So what I can do is I can create the index based upon two fields now. So charges discount IDX. Discount IDX. Then I can just drag and drop these two fields into the charges discount now. And let us go and say allow duplicates no and alternate key to be yes. Okay, this is required for creation of the entities. So now we are prepared to create the entity by itself. Let us go back here and create a new item, data model and data entities. So data entity name should be the same name as the table name. So I'll provide like, okay, road charges discount. Finally, I'll just put entity here. So just to mention, okay, this is going to be the entity. Okay, so this is done. Entity. So I'm going to spot out my DZ charges discount table. Next. Okay, so I'm going to take all the fields that are available here. That's okay. Let me say finish. So you could see the new entity that has got created right here. So we can provide a proper label for this. We can say DZ charges discount. Okay. So now I have two entities that are available. One is like, okay, this is for transport charges. One is for discount charges. Okay. So we are done with the first point. As per our example, okay, we have created two entities. together. So next is like, okay, we have to form a relationship between these two entities. So what I will take is, I will go to this charges discount entity, and let me go to relationship right here in the entity. You could see here, I'm not creating in the table level, I'm creating directly in the entity level. So let us create a relation here, say foreign key relation. So in this foreign key relation, I'm going to specify the related data entity. It's not asking for the related tables. I'm going to say it's a related data entity. Here, I'm going to filter it for DZ, and I'm going to take the entity called DZ road transport charges entity. Okay, this is going to be the master table or master entity for me. So just to have identity, I'm going to copy and paste the same name right here. And in the cardinality field, I'm going to select, okay, it may contain the data, or if it contains, okay, it may contain more data as well, because discounts can be many, right? They can give 3 discounts, okay, general, special, seasonal. Okay, that is a maximum, and they may not give it also, or they may give 1 also. So I can select 0 or more in the cardinality, how this table is going to get it connected. But in the related table, how my data is going to be available? In the related table, my data will be exactly 1. And in the relationship type, I'm going to select this to be an association relationship. That is all right. So next I can create a new normal relation. So I know like, okay, charges ID is going to be the key, or like, okay, it is going to be the data exchange mode between the 2 tables as we see in the PPT. So I'm going to take the charges ID from both the tables right here. Perfect. So one milestone we achieved. It's like, okay, we created the entity and we created the relationship between the entities, individual entities. Okay, so we are done with this. The next step would be like to create a composite entity. As I said, okay, we are not good. So now this entity, we can use it for individual export and import also. There is no harm in it. So you can import and export directly the transport charges, or like only the discounts. Okay, everything is possible. But if you wanted to get it imported as an XML file, okay, which have a related data, one transport charge will have multiple discounts in it, okay, as per the Excel sheet. So then what we have to do is, okay, we'll have to go ahead and create the composite entity to have it related. So in order to create the composite entity, I'll go add new item. So there is an option here called composite data entity. Just like data entity, there is composite data entity. So I'm going to create a new entity here. Let me call this to be DZ road charges composite data entity. Composite data entity or composite entity should be okay. Fine. I'm going to copy the same name. I'm going to give it in the label for identification right there. So let's add this one. So this is important to provide a proper label, because okay, by using this label only, we'll be searching for the composite entity in the front end. Okay. So next, I can add my header data set here. So by right clicking on this composite entity, there is an option here called root data entity reference. So I can just click on. In the properties section, I can select the root entity. So my root entity will be DZ transport charges entity. Okay. And I'm going to get it related to another entity where like, okay, I'm going to get the discounts to be available, right? Okay, the discounts can be available from the discounts entity. So I'm going to right click and say new embedded entity reference. So in the new embedded entity reference, I can go to properties, and here I can say DZ. So in this case, okay, I'm not going to select the charges entity. Now the charges is going to get it related to the discount entity. Okay. And when you click on the relation, you formed a relationship in the entity level, right? So you created a relationship in the discount entity level that pops up right here. So you can just select on this particular relation now and save this. Okay. So we achieved a third milestone also. So we created an entity first, then we created a relationship between the entity. Finally, we created the composite entity. So now you are ready to get loaded any particular XML file into the system. And the XML file can be in the header and line relationship, meaning to say that, okay, it can have a transport charges as the header and transport charges discount as a line level. Okay, fine. So once this is done, it's not like enough, because the data is going to come inside the staging tables. Okay, we have to do some activities in the staging table also. So in order to get that staging table done, So what I'm trying to do now is, okay, I'm opening up the staging table right here, charges discount staging table, and I'm going to create a relationship again. Okay, so in this kind of a relationship, I'm going to create a relationship between different fields. I'm going to have a data entity. Okay, this relationship is going to come by default. This is the relationship between the entity. But now I'm not going to create a relationship between the entity. I'm going to create a relationship between this particular staging table. So I'm going to relate the staging table and the staging table together. Okay. Having said that, so if you want to relate a staging table, the staging table will be having an execution ID and the definition group. Okay. This will be a kind of a key value right here. Okay. You could see here. This is kind of a key value. So without providing a definition group and execution ID, so each and every line, whatever you're going to provide, that will be taken up with a different execution ID. Okay, which is not possible, right? Because the lines we are going to execute under the lines we are going to execute under the same header. So what we have to do is we have to link the execution ID, definition group, as well as the third one called the row charges ID together. So just to make sure, okay, we are in the same link. If one header comes, I can just enter multiple lines under the same header. So that's how it works. So in order to provision that, I'm going to create a new index. So in this particular index, not a new index. I'm going to create a new relation, foreign key relation. So in this foreign key relation, now I'm going to select a related table. So I'm not going to create select a original table right here. I'm going to select my charges table as a related table. So let me have DZ road transport charges staging. Okay, this is going to be my master table. In this case, actually header table kind of. Okay, so now I'm going to copy and paste the same right here as well. Next, I'm going to specify the cardinality. Again, the same value specifies right here as well. So we can just select 0 or more records into it. Okay, so let me select 0 more. And in the related table cardinality, I'm going to select exactly 1, because in the related table, I'm going to have exactly 1. And I'm going to select the association relationship between here. Okay, fine. So this is done. So now I'm going to create a relationship, new normal relationship, and I'm going to add the relativity here. So first I'm going to add a relationship with my row charges ID. So between two tables, there is a row charges ID available. And this is a normal relationship. On top of it, I'm going to add a relationship with the execution ID, which is available right here between both the staging tables, because as I said, okay, both the execution should go in a similar fashion. And next, I'm going to add a normal relationship where I'm going to add my definition group. So I'm going to get the definition group related together now. Perfect. So now we are done with the creation of the relations. Okay, fine. So after creation of the relation, so we have to do one more step as well. We have to do a provision for having the row ID and the parent row ID to be available in the staging table. Okay, as per our note. Fine. So just we'll have a brush up, because I think, okay, there are a lot of steps that have gone in. So I just don't want to mess it up. So first what we created, okay, we created entities for all tables as we specified. This is going to be the first one. So this we have done already. Okay, because we created the entity now, right? And in last session, I created an entity for one more thing. Second, I created a relationship between entities. This is going to be the second step, and I'm done with this as well. And in the third step, I'm going to create a composite entity. This is as well done. And in the fourth step, I'm going to create a relationship between staging tables. This also done. And in the fifth step, as I said, okay, we are going to add a row ID and parent row ID. So this is what we are going to get it done now. Okay, so this row ID and parent row ID are the two identifiers, or the two physical fields, which comes with some index also. Okay, by default index, which can be fetched from, which can be taken from the standard tables. Okay, we have a standard table here called vendor invoice header staging. So I can go to right here. There is a table called vendor invoice header staging table. I can just copy and paste the fields from this location. So I go to Open Designer. Sorry, there is a connection drop. It's not come up. So in the vendor invoice staging, so I have a field called row ID and the parent row ID. So which I'm going to copy literally. So I just selected two fields and I'm right clicking and copying this field. So now I'm going to my charges discount staging table and I'm going to paste this field. Right click and paste it right here. So now these two fields has come up here. And we should also copy and paste one more thing. Okay, we have to go to indexes. In this index, okay, we have row ID IDX. Okay, I'm going to just literally copy this and I'm going to my staging table, my original staging table. Here in the index, I'm going to paste it. Okay, these are the two activities you have to do. I'm copy pasting because, okay, these are not related to anything with the current table. So I can just go ahead and directly copy paste from the original tables. Okay, that's what I've did it now. So this is done. I think, okay, we have completed almost all the steps for having the composite entities done. Okay, so let us say, okay, this step is also going to be done. And this row ID and parent row ID, you'll have to copy paste in both the staging tables. Okay, right now I copy pasted only in the charges discount, right? The reason I'm saying done because, okay, as part of the other sample, before the session, I was trying it out. Okay, at that point of time, okay, I already copy pasted these two fields in this table. But actually, when you are trying, so you'll have to copy paste in both the staging tables. Okay, even in the transport staging table also and the charges discount staging table also, you'll have to paste in both the tables. Only then the row ID and parent row ID will be generated for all the relationships. Because for header also we have parent and row ID. For line also we have parent and row ID. So we have to enable that particular feature. So that is done, and let us go back and save this, and we'll see whether we have properly provided the labels for this particular composite entity. Yes, we'll just copy this particular label so that we can just search directly in the entity level. Fine. Let me go ahead and directly see whether the synchronized database is set to true. This is okay, and I'm going to just go into rebuild the application now. So it's gonna take some time because it's gonna synchronize a lot of tables, even the staging tables and the original tables. It is going to synchronize. Once this is done, our composite entity will be ready and it will be available for usage from the data management area. And it is not like, okay, only the composite entities, okay, you will have to do a proper XML structure because the client XML structure may be different, and whatever the XML structure you are going to use within Dynamics may be different. So in order to provision that, okay, there is an option called mapping within the entity level, so which we can use it for mapping between the tables. Okay, I can just show you that also. Let us wait for some time for this synchronization to get it completed. I think it's almost done. So okay, perfect. So we have database synchronization completed, as well as the build is also completed now. So now we are good to go. And one thing I forgot to do is, okay, maybe I've not added the relationship between here. Okay, so I will have to get it related between the charges table. So when you do a drop down, okay, you'll be getting the values. But just for a demo, okay, I'll just skip this up. When you will be doing for the original tables, of course, you'll be creating a relationship between the original table and the child table. Okay, so right now I'm going to manually copy paste the value. So whichever is available in the charges ID, that is fine. So let's go back and start the new session here. And the development is done. That's it. okay, now the activity of the functional consultant comes into picture. Okay, so we can say to the functional consultant now, okay, the composite entity is ready and they can go ahead and map with their particular XML file which is available. Okay, so now I'm going to act as a functional consultant and I'm going to take the export of the structure, the original structure from the file, original structure from the table, and I'm going to import some extra values and I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so just for identification, okay, we are going to, when you're doing an export, okay, we should have a proper export available, right? So for that, I'm going to create one small record into this particular table so that I'll be having the structure of the table. So I'm going to directly go here and let me call this to be USMF. One record I'll create from here to here. So RD001, I'll copy paste. And let me say general discount, that's okay. And the value is going to be 100. Okay. So just to form a structure of the XML, after that you can just get it deleted, this particular thing. This will make your life easier because you need not copy paste each and every values. Okay, if you copy paste, okay, there is a tendency like, okay, you may lose some spelling mistake, okay, which will be unrecognizable, okay, while dealing with any errors. Fine. So to check whether the entity has come in or not, I can go to my workspace. And the workspace, okay, I can go to my data management workspace. First, let me go to the data entities and verify whether my entities are coming or not. Okay, entity DZ. So here you could see there are multiple entities that are ranging with DZ. So this is like composite entity. I'm not sure. Okay, charges entity and charges discount. I think, okay, this is created for a different purpose. Okay, this is created for a different purpose. We can leave this. NZ, this is a different one. So for our consideration, we have to take, okay, the last one, this one, and this one. Okay, so we have the individual entities, one for a discount that is available here, and one for charges that is available here. Apart from this, okay, we have an entity called composite entity that is created. So if you could see here, the staging table will not be available for the composite entities. The composite entities are just like a structure which is well defined to make sure to correlate with the XML file structure that is coming up. Actually, it will not store any data. The data will be actually stored in the original entities right here. So if you feel a staging table of this one, the discounts values will be taken from here and the charges value will be taken from here. Okay, as I said earlier, you can create a export job or import job for the individual entities also. And that is what we discussed last time. I don't want to go through that again. So as part of this session, we'll take this composite entity and we'll see, okay, how to export or how to import the data from the composite entities. If you could remember, when starting of the session, okay, I told you the composite entities are going to deal only with the XML files. Okay, so when I'm going to export or import, I'll have to use only the XML files. So there are two types in the XML files. One is like, okay, I can go and say XML file has been formed to an attribute, or XML file is formed to an element. When I say attribute, okay, within a single line, all the fields will be available. But when I say about an element, okay, the header will be closed, and within that, okay, I'll be having list of elements. Okay, if you have worked on XML files, you would have been known about what I'm speaking about, attribute and value. So you can just take in both the ways in Dynamics. Okay, either way is possible. So let us go back to the export section first. Okay, to get the definition of the export, I'm going to say export. So like any other the normal entity export, we are going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy paste the values from here. Let me open the composite entity. I'll just copy this DZ value and paste it up right here. And this is the export I'm going to do first. Okay. So now in the add entity section, like the similar way you go and add an entity. So you can just type in this particular value called composite entity. This is not coming up. Okay. So it's DZ. Okay, yeah, so here we have D is that row charges a composite entity. So I'm going to select the composite entity. And this is what I was speaking about. There are two types of XML stuffs available. One is going to be XML attribute and one is going to be element. So if you want more detail on it, so when you say we have a header, so ID equal to 001 and value equal to 001 values. Okay, so we have this kind of a structure. So let me say this to be root and I'll call this to be /root. And let me copy this into multiple things now. So here I can specify 002, 003, and 002, 003. Okay, so if you have this kind of a structure, okay, these are called attribute kind of a structure. Okay, because the elements values are defined as an attribute. But similar thing, if you are going to define this as an element, okay, the structure will of the XML will be changing. So it will be like, okay, header and /header, and now I'll be having one more structure here called ID within the same element actually. So ID, within this ID, okay, I'll be providing the values and I'll say /ID. So similarly, I'll be saying values. So I can say 001 values /values. Okay. So now my XML will be totally different of structure, and this structure is called element structure. Okay. So this is how the element structure will be available. Okay. So you can decide, okay, upon your ways, okay, how you wanted to take your XML. Maybe the client provides as an attribute XML based XML, or the client provides on an element based XML that you can just decide by looking at the XML itself. So now I'm going to take a most simpler way, that is going to be an attribute wise element, because it can just show in a single value. Otherwise my XML will be very lengthier. To take an attribute, I can just select this XML attribute right here. And since I'm going to export the values, okay, I can just say skip staging. That shouldn't be a problem. I say add. So now the composite entity will be added right here, and you can go to view map. In the view map, okay, there will be two maps that are available now. So you can just view the map for this road transport charges. That is going to be the main table. And for charges discount, this is going to be the child table for you. So you can just view the map separately of both. So as a functional consultant, you can just go ahead and play around with this. Maybe if you want to remove this, you don't want to participate. Okay, these all the values. You want to take only the master values, and 0 to 50, 0 to 5, don't want to take any price. So you can just play around with it, not a problem. Similarly, you can just go to this particular entity and you can just play around a mapping separately. As in the last session we saw, the mapping details and everything is going to be the same between the entity and the composite entity. Only thing is that the composite entities won't have the staging table by itself. It is going to utilize the staging table of the standard entities. When I say standard entities, the original entities that is linked to it. Okay, so it's time for us to go ahead and export and get the structure out of it. So let me go ahead and say export options and export now. All good. So we have succeeded, and it says, okay, it has exported 9 records totally. We'll go back here to our table, and we'll see, okay, how many records are there. Okay, so there are only 8 records available, but thing is that, okay, it says 9 records exported. The reason is because it has taken 8 records from the header entity, and it has taken 1 record from the child entity. So it has exported basically totally 9 records out of it. And if you want to download the individual files, you can just go ahead and download it. Maybe if you want to download this, okay, it will be coming as a normal XML file here. And again, okay, you can just go back here and just download the individual file also. But if you want to download the proper structure of the files, you can composite entity structure of the files. You can go back to the entity processing area of the composite entity. And there is an option here called download file. So you can click on this, which is going to download the proper file now. I can just show in the folder. This is coming from Compass. Okay, I'll just delete off these 2 things, which is not required. Okay, this one I'll take. And this is how the record will be available now. As you could see, this will be of the original record. Okay, since I've just made a creation of one thing to get the structure of it, right? So now what I can do, I can copy this particular structure. I can just create it for all the things. Okay, it is not necessary like, okay, always you have to create a one line. Okay, you can create multiple line also. Okay, that's what we are going to play around with now. Okay, Now I'm going to copy this structure and I'm going to edit the Excel file. Unfortunately, I don't have a proper XML editor, so I'm just going to do with a notepad. It may be a bit clumsy, but let us try it out. From here to here, okay, so we have a charges discount entity starting from this area to this area for the first one. So I'm going to insert a new line, and let me call the discount of value to be 200. Okay, I'm just entering the second line actually for the first one. And the discount type to be 1. The reason because, okay, with the same RD001, I can't have the same discount type because it's a violation of a primary key. Okay, so next what I can do is, okay, I can just go, I'm going to copy the entire thing of this one, road transport charges entity with the closing of charges entity. I can just, I'm going back to my last record, and I'm going to take off this value from here, this slash, because I'm going to say it's not going to end here. It's going to continue with right here. And in this area, I'm going to specify the discount value as 800. Okay, perfect. So next, I'm going to take off this value also, that is the road transport charges of the previous one. And I'm going to insert a certain value right here as well. Okay. So in this discount entity, I'm going to select, okay, this to be 007, and let me insert 777 here. And here I missed it out. Okay, it has to be 008 because it is going to link on to this particular entity now. Okay, fine. I think, okay, I did a correct mapping. So if you want to verify, you can use a proper XML editor. And if you want to verify, okay, you can verify it right here. Okay, previously there was only one value available, RD001. Now I created one more value called 200 into it, which I'm associating to the discount type 1, which is going to be special discount. Perfect. So now I've taken one more thing and associated to RD007 discount value of 777, and one more discount charges I have taken, which is associated with RD008 of the discount value of 800. Okay. So now this file is ready, and I'm just giving you an example of this file, and now we can go to multiple level also. Okay, and I would suggest, okay, use a proper XML editor so that you will not make any mistake. There are a lot of online editor also available. You can just go for it. Fine. So now we are done with modification of this particular values, which I'm going to insert it back into the system. As you could see here, in this table, right now I have only one record. Not here. In the table browser, basically. Yeah. This is the original table, charges discount table we created, right? So here we have only one record. So I'm trying to import it to an XML file, and which is going to create multiple records right here now. Okay. So it is like, okay, for a same charge, there it is going to have multiple discounts, which is going to get it entered. So in order to do an import, again, we are going to follow the same kind of steps. I'm just going to close this. There is an option here called import. So let me say this to be DZ, okay, road charges discount import. Perfect. So next I'm going to add a file. So in here I'm going to select the entity. So I'm going to select a composite entity here. So since I selected a composite entity, I know it is going to come from an XML attribute. Okay, I'm just going to keep this XML attribute as is. That's okay. And I'm going to add a upload file. So in the upload file, okay, this is a file I have modified it now. So I can just take this file inside. So once you take this file inside, you could see previously you should have seen, okay, 3 messages that would have been loaded. Okay, it would have said, okay, entity mapping has been done. But now it is mapping 2 entities together. It is mapping the charges entity as well as it is mapping the discount entity. Two separate mapping is going to happen now. So this information is done now. Okay, I think, okay, we are good to close this window. And now we can go ahead and say import. I'm going to say import options and say import now. So if everything has went well, okay, fortunately, so then we'll be having the records that are coming in. Yes, of course, it has been done. Now we could see 3 records has been created and 9 has been updated. Okay, that's what it says. So if you want to verify in the staging data, you can verify. And this is the staging data for the composite entity. When you click on this, obviously you will get an error. The reason is because composite entities does not have any staging table by itself. Okay, if you want to find the staging information for the composite entities, it says you'll have to view the staging data from the child entities. Okay, so this is the child entity. I can just go and say viewed staging data. So you could see, okay, here the records has come in and has got completed. And this is the second staging data. I can just view the records, which is getting completed now. Perfect. So we are done with it, and we are good to go. Okay, fine. So next, we are going to verify it in the original table, and I'm going to do a refresh, and you can see here the 3 records, whatever we created it, right? So for RD001, this I created the reason because, okay, it's not a one-to-one relation, it can be one-to-n relationship. So to specify that, I created it now. So now you could specify the proper enum has also come in. I specified the value called 111 for everything, so that, okay, it has taken the special discount automatically. Okay. Okay, fine. So that's it with respect to composite entities. Just to give an overview, okay, these are the steps we have done. So we created an entity for all the tables. We created a relationship. We created a composite entity, and then we created a relationship between the staging tables and the row ID. So after doing all those things, okay, if you have this kind of Excel files in the future, you can just get it done. Okay. So I'd like to know, okay, if there are any questions which I can address. Let me check my window. So if you could see, okay, if there are any questions to be answered. So there is a question like, okay, in last session, which are used in entity will be showed today. Can you please share that? Okay. Okay, so we will just share it actually. So we have a website. So that is d365zone.in. So where like we'll be sharing you the contents of particular entities right there as well. And you can just go ahead and watch the videos, and you can just pick up the code from there as well. Okay, either way it's possible. Okay. The session is open for a few more Q&As. If you guys have any questions, you can just post it on to me, so which can be addressed. So do you have any other features, okay, apart from XML? I think, okay, for now, okay, the composite entity is going to support only XML format. So there are no other types we are going to get it supported. So maybe in the future, I'm not sure, okay, I don't have the roadmaps with me, but I don't see anything apart from the XML files to get it done as far as now. But if there are any things, okay, any documents that are getting released from Microsoft, okay, I'll be happy to share in the LinkedIn, and we'll keep you guys posted on it. Okay, I'll see if there are any further questions. Okay, so there is no further question. I believe like, okay, you would have got some idea about what is a composite entity is about. Okay, so and thanks for giving another opportunity. And so I'm just loving the response you're giving out for the sessions that I'm forming. So next session, okay, I'm planning to include one of the SME from Microsoft. Okay, he's pretty interested in giving us one of the session with us. And let's see, okay, if he's coming along, I can just pull him for one more session with him. And next session for me, like, okay, 2 weeks after, I'm planning to give it more on data entity methods. Okay, so please stay tuned for that session, and have a nice day and nice weekend, guys. Thank you. Thank you for joining the session. Bye-bye.